Hi there, today I'm going to speak about forks. What you see before you here is basically the third incarnation of this bicycle, and what I have done yesterday, I have imported a fork that I built a couple of years ago for a trially mountain bike, and I had this left over, and I have ridden this bike with a normal fork, 28 inch wheel fork, regular kind of trekking fork with brake bosses for these kind of brakes. And the issue was that I just felt it was too low. The bar height, the positioning of the bar was too low, and I didn't want to increase the height of the stem. What I did instead is I used this fork because I had this anyway. Now this fork is maybe not perfectly suited, ideal for this purpose, but it kind of works. It has a couple of advantages. First of all, it gives me a higher bar height without a higher stem, and it gives me more tire clearance. So at the same time, me changing for this fork, I could also fit a wider tire. So this is a 2.35 Schwalbe big one. It's really fantastic tire for road use mainly. It can be used with 1.6 bar, so it's very comfy. This is like, if you so want, that's the part of this bike that actually gives me a little bit of comfort, a little bit of suspension. So having gone through this exercise, and basically I've just only taken my first test ride on it today. You can see that there's not even a brake cable for the front yet, and I still have some issues with the shifting, but that's beside the point. So what I'm trying to say here is that this kind of forks kind of solving a problem for me. And if I just shortly go through what this fork is here, some of you people might say, why are you going through this much effort to solve a problem that we don't necessarily understand? Why do you even have this problem? Well, I kind of like to sit upright in control and not need to bend my head up and strain the neck too much while I'm riding. So that's basically how I feel more comfortable. And yes, it is a very elaborate thing to do to build a fork like that. But then again, I've exercised this once only. This is the only fork I built so far, and this was very elaborate. It was a lot of work. So meanwhile, I've been thinking about how to make this much more simple. So anyway, it's a steel fork. It's constructed out of an old mountain bike fork that has a little crossbar for stabilizing it, and the lower legs are of a 28-inch trekking fork, meaning they had brake bosses, and I didn't have to modify their position, affording me to be able to use a regular mountain bike brake. Okay, so that's basically the situation. As I'm now trying to build another bike based on a 28-inch steel frame, I do need a fork. Also, this other bike has a 1-inch threaded steerer, so that's what I'm going to start with. So let me take you into here. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm using two forks. The fork that you see in front of you has a really beautiful shade of blue. I love that blue, but that's again beside the point. And this had an accident, so not sure whether you can pick it up, but basically the leg was bent back by the impact. So that means it's a bit blown up here, so the top part of this fork leg is bent, and the fork is toast. Whereas the lower leg is fine, and that's exactly what I need. I need one of these. In the next step, what I will do is basically angle grind a straight line so that everything that's off the straight line is gone, and then I'm going to half these somewhere here, because you see that there's a both tapering. They're more or less the same fork. That means to a certain degree I can insert this from the bottom up and then weld through it, and that's my longer fork, and it will give me about the amount of extension that I need, and it will be defined by the material thickness, how far this moves up, and I will make sure it's moved up on both sides, and then I will just need some points through there, and that's it. The rest is for beauty. I most likely will give it a little bit of a lubbed feeling at the top end so it looks beautiful. I will delete these dynamo fixing point, whereas I might leave this one on there to maybe use a light. Not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's basically the job. I will angle grind and get back to you.